Hey, how's it going? All right, welcome to my peanut butter castle. This is fitness day 8. Fuck, I forgot what day it was. It's 8, right? I think it's 8. Anyway, we're just gonna do some of these push-ups using these dumbbells. I haven't done this before, so I don't know how many I'm gonna do. I'm definitely gonna do 3 sets. Um, so we'll see what we get. I did a long walk this morning. I did about a 4 mile walk, which always makes my back feel good. So I got in a good 4 mile walk, like stretched my back out. So I've got these just slightly angled, and then so we're just gonna see what I can do. Like I said, I haven't actually done this exercise like this with these, but I have a feeling it might be easier on my wrist. So that's why we're gonna try this, all right? Okay, I feel like that was a good solid 8 with good slow control and form, which is what I'm going for. Not trying to max anything out. Don't want to injure myself, as I mentioned before. And in addition, I walked for 4 miles today in about 95-degree heat. So I'm good to go. My back is stretched, but I don't want to mess with it too much. So we did 8. Give me a couple more seconds and we'll see if we can do some more. Shout out to everybody in the chat, my friends out there watching. All right. That was good. Hey, I saw a dude today. So weird, man. This is kind of funny. This is a funny story. It's good because I need some time to recover. Hold on. So first of all, today, I saw this cop on the street. Never seen this cop before, but I just glanced at him. He was like in the middle of an interaction with some citizens. But I was walking by him and our eyes met. And when I saw him, he said, "Hello, sir." And I said, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And I looked at his name tag and his last name was the same as mine. And in addition to his last name being the same as mine, here was the weird thing. He kind of looked like a 30-year younger version of me. He was a little smaller than me, but like my build, and we had similar facial features. It was very interesting. Anyway, I said, "Nice name." Then I went about my day, did some more errands and shit, right? And so then I go to this place and there's this security guard that is at the door. And he says, "Wow, man, that's a great shirt. He says, I used to have that poster on my wall." And I said, "So did I." And he looked at me kind of funny because I think that he thought that I was younger than I am. And I said, "Class of 83. And he goes, "I'm class of 83 too." And as I'm saying that, he looks at my driver's license closely, right? He says, "All right, man, that's cool." And he goes, "I love that shirt." And I said, "Yeah, I saw it and I had to get it." And now I walk around and I wear it, and very few people even know who she is or even get the reference. And he says, yeah, man, that's really cool. So then when I go inside to the establishment, I come out. And as I come out, I pass the same security desk and the same security guard. This is like a real security guard, like in a uniform with a badge. And he says, hey, do you have he goes, do you have any relatives on the police force? He says that to me. And I said, I don't, but I do know that there's an officer that has my last name, and I just saw him this morning, and he looks like me. He looks like he could be my nephew. And the security guard goes, yes, that's why I'm asking you. I thought that you might be his dad, or that you might be related to him. And so I said, no, isn't that a weird little thing that happened? Like, I mean, maybe it's not. It's just strange. But at that point, we talked more. And he told me about what a good officer this guy is, and how when he used to work security up at the hospital in the emergency room, he would see this guy a lot, and he's a great officer, and he said a bunch of good things. It was cool. But anyway, let's finish these. But I like those little random coincident things. Isn't that weird? Right? That I just would happen to see the exact same officer that ended up, it was right, isn't that kind of strange? But then now I'm friends with that guy. We talked, and we, had a handshake and exchanged first names, and yeah. So that being I'm talking about the security guard. All right, let's move on. Let's try and do 5 or 6. All right. These feel really good. Like I could really see, so this really is easier on my wrist. Once I get in better shape, I could see doing these closer together. I could see doing these farther apart. I could see doing these like this to get the middle of my chesticles. All right, let's try and get 5. Hope you're having a good day. Wherever you are, thanks for watching. I'm just going to stay on 2 feet. I usually go to 1 foot, tripod style, but let's just go 2. Okay. I think that's good, man. I think that feels good. I'm sweaty. Next week we'll do some other chest stuff. I have a bench coming. Not a full bench press, one of those collapsible ones that I can just do bench flies and dumbbell presses. There's no rack. It's just one of those benches that collapses, but it does have the ability to incline and decline, which is what I'm going to do. When we do the decline, we'll be doing abs, and then I love the incline because that's when I could work on my chest. All right, the glamour muscles. All right, okay. Thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.